Hello everyone, welcome to Maple Street. I am closing Alfred Hitchcock Month 2025 with a video idea that I found on YouTube. While watching the video and being the Alfred Hitchcock fan that I am, one of my first thoughts was, I wonder what his best 100,000th frame is. 24 frames per second was a usual number that you saw in older movies. So assuming that all 50 movies I rank today have that frame rate, if you jump to about an hour and 9 minutes, 26 seconds, down to the 16th millisecond, that is what will give you the 100,000th frame of the movie. And so going by that logic, that is how I decided this ranking. I was tossing back and forth if it counts once the movie starts, after the logos play, after the title cards play. And for the most part, I'm going from the moment the movie starts, including title cards, excluding movie studio openings. Because you have to get an hour and 9 minutes into the movie to find the 100,000th frame, there are two movies that are excluded from this list simply for being too short. Those movies are Pleasure Garden from 1925 and Number 17 from 1932. And so let's go ahead and get started with number 50. We have The Ring. It's pretty easy to see why I ranked it so low. It is a title card in a silent film. Number 49 is from Family Plot. If you look through the trees closely, you can see a car driving. I just think that the trees obscuring the focus of the shot is really what puts this so low. Number 48, The Farmer's Wife. It's simply just a man passing from one room to another. Nothing special happening here. Number 47, Easy Virtue. Just some conversation happening. Number 46, and this makes me so sad to have this low, it is Shadow of a Doubt. This is the father's friend. The two of them love talking about getting away with murder, and he's a solid character, don't get me wrong, but for the movie and how iconic it is, it's just a really underwhelming 100,000th frame. Number 45, The Skin Game. Conversations happening. I don't remember this movie well enough to even know what's happening in this scene. Number 44, Secret Agent. Again, conversing in a crowd. You'll find a lot of these are just conversations, hence the low rankings. Number 43, Waltzes from Vienna. Stern looking dude with a monocle. I don't remember this movie well enough to even know what's happening in this scene. Number 42, Downhill. Number 41, Rich and Strange. Number 40, Topaz. I don't really know what this movie scene even is, other than that two lovers, maybe lovers, are kissing, making out, and not much else going on. Number 39, I have Under Capricorn. If memory serves me well, I believe this is when the maid is returning after she was pretty much fired. She's a pretty dislikable character, but I think the shot itself is pretty solid. Number 38, Young and Innocent. I just think it's kind of an intriguing plot, him looking out the window. And we have a similar shot with number 37, The Man Who Knew Too Much. Number 36 is Mr. and Mrs. Smith. This is not a bad shot. I just wish that we had a shot with the two title characters in the same frame. I am glad that we at least got Robert Montgomery in the shot. At least we got one of the title characters, but would have been higher if we had both of them. Number 35 is Blackmail. I just like the way these two dudes look. Number 34, The Wrong Man. It's literally just Henry Fonda getting ready and his wife in the background in the kitchen. It's not much, but it has Henry Fonda, and so it's higher than the other not much frames. Number 33 is Marnie. Another kissing scene. I think this one is a bit more significant because I remember it a little better, and I also think it's a clearer shot than what we got in Topaz. The reason I have it lower is because I'm not a fan of this scene in the movie. From what I remember, Sean Connery is coming on to her, and she's not interested in him coming on to her. If this is the scene I'm thinking of, just not a big fan. The shot looks good though. Number 32 is The Lodger. It just looks fascinating to me. I don't really have a reason here. Sometimes the shots are ranked where they are simply because I just thought it looked cool. Number 31, The Manxman. I really like the actress's expression in this shot, and that is really why it's ranked higher than others. Number 30, Juno and the Paycock. Similar to The Manxman, I just like the reactions and acting that's happening in this particular shot, not much else. Number 29, Lifeboat. Now, this is actually a really cool frame, and I love the way it looks. Nothing in the background, two characters. It feels very Stranded, which is perfect for that movie. However, the dude on the right is such a dislikable character in the movie. He's very mean the entire runtime, and then suddenly he's just falling in love with our main actress, and I'm like, no, I don't want to root for them. He's been a jerk the whole time. While this is a great shot, if I had never seen the movie, I think this would be higher on the list, but because I'm not a fan of this character, I'm ranking it where it is. Number 28, I Confess. This is a reaction shot to when the bike in the background falls over. Not so much ranking the scene here, I just like the way the frame is put together, the table set, the man looking behind him. It's just kind of a curious picture to begin with. Number 27, Jamaica Inn. This is actually a solid shot of our hero character being held hostage, essentially. I'm just bitter because it was about a second or two off from showing Charles Lawton, my favorite character and actor of this movie, and so I ranked it a little lower, but couldn't deny that it still looked pretty solid, the shot that we got. Number 26 is Sabotage. I just really liked the juxtaposition between the light and the dark on his character's face, especially as he's trying to cope with whether or not to support our main actress or not believe her. It was a deeper shot than others we've gotten, and so I appreciated that. Number 25 is Saboteur, another conversation shot. However, I just like the way it looks. You're gonna hear that a lot because I don't know how else to describe my rankings here. Number 24 is Frenzy, simply because I love the way this actress is placed in between the two candlesticks as she is cleaning up after dinner. No more reason than that. I just like the look of it. There I go again. Number 23 is Suspicion, and this is one of the first shots of the video that I think actually has some symbolism to the movie, but this is especially a neat shot to me because we have Joan Fontaine's character who is living with a man that she is suspicious of. She doesn't know his true character, and to me, when I look at this shot, yes, she's just walking with a few characters following behind, but I love the shadow on the wall. To me, it looks like jail cells, and I like this image because it feels like she's trapped in this relationship and she doesn't know what to do. Number 22 is Spellbound, and this is probably a weaker shot than other ones I've shown, but I just liked that in a movie where Gregory Peck's character is so confused about who he is and what his past is, we get a shot of his back. His back is facing us because we don't know what his background is. I'm not trying to be punny here, I just think this shot worked well. Number 21, we have The Man Who Knew Too Much. I'll be honest, this is simply because Jimmy Stewart is in the frame and I liked that it was a clear shot, not too blurry. Not much is happening in this shot though, other than James Stewart. Number 20 is Champagne, solely for the expression of this actress. I don't remember the movie Champagne too well. I do remember it ranks pretty low on my Alfred Hitchcock ranking. However, just seeing this expression, it tells a story in and of itself, and I liked that. I wanted to acknowledge that, so I ranked it a little higher. Number 19, The 39 Steps, just an ominous candle. Not much more to say. I really like the look of the candle, and that's it. Number 18 is Rear Window. We have a kissing scene with James Stewart and Grace Kelly's characters. The reason it ranks lower is because James looks a little goofy. This is the scene where they're kissing but also having a conversation, and so the 100,000 frame caught him in the act of speaking in between the kissing. I still can't deny it's a pretty cool shot though. Number 17, The Paradine Case. I love this shot of Anne Todd. She looks like she's in this dreamy, deep sleep, which is ironic because in the movie itself, she is actually faking it, but the shot that we get really leads us to believe she is. It works well for me. Number 16 is The Birds. This shot looks cool. The kids in the classroom, I mean, would have loved to have a bird in the shot at least. But what frustrates me is we were only minutes away from the iconic scene where the birds gather around on the school playground and then chase the kids outside the school. And so it's a cool enough shot. I like it. I just think it could have been a lot better. Number 15 is The Lady Vanishes. I like this shot. I know it's a crucial scene in the movie from what I remember. The problem is I don't remember this movie too well. It has been several years. And so just going off of what I do remember and the way this looks, I'm ranking it higher because I do love the way it looks. It looks very mysterious. From the little things I do remember, I'm pretty sure it's a crucial shot too. Number 14 is Notorious, simply because we get an awesome shot of Claude Rains, his reaction. This is particularly when he's speaking with Ingrid Bergman and Cary Grant, and I think his expression says it all. He's slowly catching on to Ingrid Bergman being undercover and using him on a mission. And the fact that we got this shot of his expression, I think works really well for the movie. Number 13 is Foreign Correspondent. If you've seen the movie, you know that this scene is pretty significant where Edmund Gwenn is making sure the coast is clear before he continues forward with his plan to murder someone. I like this expression a lot because he's not only making sure the coast is clear, but we really get to see his expression, his reaction, his feelings towards it. I'm looking way too much into this shot, but I thought it worked well for a 100,000th frame in this movie. Number 12 is Dial M for Murder. I especially like this shot of her looking kind of discouraged or concerned, distraught. It really encapsulates what her character goes through in the movie. I think this is the perfect kind of facial expression we could see from her. Number 11, I have a completely random ranking. It is Murder. I just love this shot. I'm assuming it's a father and his daughter together. I haven't seen the movie in enough years to remember it, but just going off this picture alone out of context, I love it. I really hope there's not something from the movie I'm forgetting and this man is like an awful person or something. Number 10 is Stage Fright. This is a pretty crucial scene in the movie when they're speaking together in the car, and because of that, I thought that it deserved to be higher on the list because, I mean, how cool is it that the 100,000th frame is also in one of the most crucial scenes in the movie? Plus, I like the expressions. I like how she is reserved and to herself. He's looking at her, wanting to learn more about her. I'm reading into the facial expressions a lot, but it is cool how much you see just from this one shot. Number 9 is Rope. I love the shot of this character pulling the rope from their pocket. I think the only thing that would have made it better is if we actually saw a character's face, or I don't know, the rope itself. Number 8 is Rebecca. I love this shot, especially because we got a shot that has Joan Fontaine and Judith Anderson playing the second Mrs. De Winter and Mrs. Danvers. The only thing that could have made it a little better is if we got a bit of a better expression from Joan Fontaine's character. However, she's in the middle of speaking. It's pretty much as good as it could get. I do love Mrs. Danvers' expression though, and it perfectly portrays her character in the movie. This is ranked so high because I think it is amazing that the 100,000th shot is them two. And going on that same note of two characters being in this shot, for number 7, I am going with Vertigo. Of all 50 Alfred Hitchcock movies I was going through, this was the movie I was most excited and intrigued to see what we would get, because I just think this movie is visually stunning. I don't think we got the most visually stunning part of the movie by any means. However, the fact that we have both James Stewart and Kim Novak's characters together, that they're close together too. It could have been something random like a car crossing a street or a different side character, but having them two, it's perfect. Number 6 is Psycho. As of filming this video, this is my favorite Alfred Hitchcock movie of all time, and there may be a little bias in there with this ranking. However, I still think it's just a cool shot. He looks very focused, but with his wide eyes, a little creepy too. And I think that's a really cool combination, and it's neat that we captured that for the 100,000th frame. All right, going into the top 5, number 5, I have North by Northwest. This was just moments shy of the incredibly iconic crop duster scene. However, the fact that we got Cary Grant standing here on the side of the road, waiting for his party to show up for him to meet them, I think that is so cool, especially too because this is really close to when it cuts away to the other side of the road and we just see some random stranger. So we really won here seeing Cary Grant on his side of the road instead of the opposite side and the stranger. Number 4 is Torn Curtain. This is the scene where Julie Andrews is being interrogated in a courtroom setting, and we as the audience, we are in first person perspective in Julie Andrews' place. And I think this shot specifically really beautifully encapsulates the nerves that she has in that scene. You have a panel staring down at you, and then on the very top, that man looking down on her. You just feel very small, and I think it's really cool that this shot encapsulates those feelings so well. Number 3, The Trouble with Harry. If you know anything about this movie, you will hopefully agree that this is pretty much a perfect shot. The entire movie is about townsfolk from a very small town trying to decide what to do with the dead body that they find. There's one reason after another for why they should hide it, why they should not hide it. They go back and forth. But the fact that they're together in this shot and two of them have the shovels and they're really conversing on what they should do, and it ranks so highly because it represents the movie so well. Number 2, to Catch a Thief. This shot is incredible. I went back and forth with number 2 and number 1. I love this shot of Cary Grant and such a cool scene in the movie in general. The fireworks are going off in the background. The colors of the scene are beautiful. If you've seen the movie, you know that moments after this, Grace Kelly and him kiss with the fireworks behind us. It is such a romantic and beautiful scene, but even just seeing Cary Grant as suave and cool as he is, just standing there with a firework going off in the background, it had to be high on the list. I love the look of this. But number 1, it has to go to Strangers on a Train. There are probably shots that look prettier than this one, but I just love everything this shot means for the movie. I love that we have our 2 title characters together opposite of each other. The gun that Robert Walker's character Bruno Antony is holding to Farley Granger's character Guy Haynes is so cool and really encapsulates these 2 characters, the psychopath, the normal one, the crazy guy's holding the gun, the normal one is being held up. The light and the darkness, the conversation that's happening, even though it doesn't look like a conversation because their faces are posed so well. Like, this really could be a poster for the movie, and I think that's why it deserves the number 1 spot. I think if someone is asking, what is Strangers on a Train, and you can show them one picture, this one does it. Let me know from this list what your favorite 100,000th frame was. Thank you all so much for joining me for another video and another successful Alfred Hitchcock month. I wanted to make more videos, but life is pretty hectic right now, so I appreciate your patience, and I do have those videos planned for another Alfred Hitchcock month. Thank you all so much for visiting Maple Street. Have a great day.